everyone. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. I'm here to do an intuitive card reading to see what insights, guidance, and messages the universe has to share with us at this time, especially, in regards to choosing to show up, choosing to put yourself out there, choosing to speak up, choosing to try something new, even though you don't have all the answers, even though you don't have it all together. Even though you don't know all the steps to take, you don't necessarily have all the resources, all the skills, all the equipment, whatever it is, the universe is just saying, put yourself out there. Because that's what's going to get the momentum rolling, and the world needs you now more than ever. But let's take a look at the cards and see what else the universe wants us to know. Okay, so the first card we have is Soul Healing. Align with your essence, see your true colors. And part of the reason why we don't put ourselves out there is fear, doubt, insecurity, painful past experiences, trauma and triggers and emotional baggage, and people, being naysayers and doubters and critics and haters, and we just don't believe in ourselves, and so our mind can come up with all these excuses, all these justifications of why we shouldn't. It's not the perfect time. Like, as soon as I get XYZ, whether that be, the ideal environment, the right equipment, like you need quote unquote a fancy camera, a fancy laptop, all these editing softwares, whatever, like, mine will come up with excuses. Oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, I don't have money for that. But you feel this call, this pull, this tug, this urge within you, and you feel like you should be doing it, but you're just like, no. And the universe is asking for you to start doing some healing, just so these blocks, this self-sabotage, these cycles, all of that don't trip you up anymore, because we'll always be like, oh, we need the perfect time, it's not the right time. It's never going to be the perfect time. There's always going to be something. Honestly, like, for instance, with me starting this channel, I don't have the perfect environment. I still constantly get drained by my family because they're a lot, and like all these different things. I don't have the fancy equipment. I don't have all the fancy editing skills and softwares and all that. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show up. I'm going to try showing up and seeing what happens, because a lot of us buy into this whole, oh, practice makes perfect. No, practice makes progress. Perfection is an illusion. We're never going to get it perfect. We may get it really, really, really good, but there's always room for improvement. There's always room to grow and learn and improve, And so you don't need things to be perfect in order to start. You don't need to know everything in order to start. You can learn as you go. And like, some days it's going to be hard. Like, my family was just being extra today, being extra loud and extra obnoxious, and they gave me a headache. It's still here, and I'm like, oh my goodness. But it's like, okay, I can show up and be honest and real and, vulnerable. I can show up and be like, yeah, even though it's not perfect, even though, I have this headache, I've had worse, and, I'm going to be going to bed earlier, and I'm going to take care of myself. But it's like, I can still show up, because that's the thing. Our brains, our egos, the fear, the insecurity loves to come up with these excuses. Like, that's what happened with my former friend who wanted me to be her accountability partner. She was notorious for this. And so I thought, oh, she's finally going to be like actually working on this, because she asked me to be an accountability partner. She did the exact same thing and then blew up on me, and it was very much emotional triggers and lashing out. And it's just like, it's a whole hot mess. And it's like, that's the kind of things that the mind will do. Be like, oh, it's not meant. It didn't work effortlessly, and there were, obstacles, and things didn't work out the way my human ego envisioned it is. So I shouldn't do this. I'm gonna throw in the towel. Bye. And it's like, show up anyway. Show up. Also be mindful of yourself. Fill up your cup. Take care of yourself. Don't, grind yourself into oblivion and exhaust yourself and burn yourself out. But you can still show up. You can still show up. And that's part of the healing. Like, if we look at social media overall as how it's been used, all the people do the pristine editing and make sure their makeup or whatever, their clothes, their lighting, all this is perfect, and they know exactly what to say, and they script it, and they have the transitions and the editing and all these things. And it's like, but you don't need that. You can start where you are and show up. And honestly, one of the things that I was talking about with a mentor came up today, and that one of their live streams was that people crave authenticity, and they appreciate it so much more when people are authentic. And I was trying to convince my mentor to, go to bed because the live stream was late and he got sick. And I'm just like, yeah, it's cool, great that you're showing up for us. I appreciate that. But also take care of yourself. Because he was like trying to say he was going to go do live streams every single day of the work week. And it's like, that's great. But also take care of yourself. Because he has a family and all that. So he's going to be taken off tomorrow through at least Monday for the holiday weekend to spend with his family. So I'm grateful for him for that. But like, we have all these like worth ties and all that tied up into being productive, being perfect, not letting other people see our flaws, where we don't have all the answers and all that, and the universe saying, hey, it's time to heal that and just show up. See what happens. Just show up. Align with your essence. See your true colors. See where it takes you, because there are other people who are in similar boats to you and would feel like they can connect so much more because you're just being open, honest, and real. Yeah, refreshing oasis, nurture yourself, gather your strength. That's another thing. Like tying into me having a headache, gonna go to bed early, and then what I was talking about with my mentor. If you don't take care of yourself, how much good are you really going to do yourself and other people? You need to take care of yourself, because if you are depleted and you're burnt out and you have nothing to give, but you're still trying to force it, what kind of quality are you giving out? Because if it's like with my family, my mom especially, she just takes on all these things, she's piling up her plate higher and higher and higher, and then she's running around like a chicken with her head cut off, trying to do like 10 things at once, screaming about how nothing's going right, everything's going wrong, starts throwing things, starts slamming things, stomping it around, like it's this whole hot mess. And it's like, you could have avoided all of that if you just nurtured yourself, if you just take good care of yourself, if you fill up your cup. You can gather your strength when you do that. So what can you do to take better care of yourself so you can show up as the best version of yourself? Yeah, go with the flow, relax and trust, accept what is happening. Yeah, that's why I'm going to be going to bed earlier, and I'm going to be taking care of myself, because that's just how the flow is today. I need to do less, and so I'm going to do less. It's a little bit disappointing from my human ego point of view, because I had plans for today, not like dead set, like this has to be done, but it's like I had intentions and I had hopes for what I would get done today, and it didn't really happen. And it really didn't help that I have this headache, because it just makes everything harder. But relax and trust that it's going to be okay. That you don't have to have it all together. That you don't have to be Superman or Superwoman and always like perfect and handling it all and having this consistent output. Like this headache is taking it out of me, and it's just like my energy feels lower. Probably partially because of the energy I'm around with my family. It is what it is. I'm trying to figure out and listen for signs and messages from the universe of my exit strategy, because there's only so much longer I feel like I can mentally, emotionally, psychologically, energetically, physically put up with my family. But I'm going to relax and trust. It's going to work out. It's frustrating to be in this kind of environment, but it is what it is. It's like storms, they're going to pass. I'll eventually be free of this. I will. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on myself so that I don't end up carrying over these cycles, patterns, and energies to my next environment. Because that's when I was been like looking into things and realizing that the dynamics with my family, they show up a lot in other places and relationships and dynamics in my life. And it's like, okay. Like that was an aha moment I've had more recently. It's like, okay, I'm gonna need to look into this and see about what I can do about it, because I'm tired of these dynamics. I want actual healthy, uplifting, supportive, loving energetics and dynamics and relationships, not all this toxic nonsense, you know. But in the meantime, I'm gonna do it for myself, because I'm gonna be with myself this whole time. And yeah, when we do the healing, when we take care of ourselves, nurturing ourselves, filling up our cup, we're going with the flow, we're relaxing and trusting, we're not trying to force things, we're not trying to quote unquote make it happen on our own, we open up to abundance. Believe you deserve, accept plenty and prosper, because a lot of the things that end up getting us not to show up and all of that, it has to do with fear, false evidence appearing real, the dynamics, the conditionings, the programming, all of that came a lot of times from childhood. So we believe we don't deserve, but we do. And the universe is asking for you to recognize that. You really, really do deserve. And by stepping up and showing up, even when you don't think you're ready, it's going to be opening up the doors to abundance. You're going to be handed the keys to success. It may not happen right away, but it's going to come together for you. And yeah, by you stepping up, by you choosing to show up and to speak up, by basically being a leader of sorts, you're going to be able to create a caring community. You're going to find like souls. You're going to attract the right people, the right energies. You're going to participate and belong. You're going to enrich your life. And that's what I've been looking for, which is part of the reason why I started showing up with this YouTube channel. And I've been, showing up with the website that I tried to make, and, just showing up in life the best I can, because I want to have a caring community. I want to have people that uplift each other. I haven't seen it in the physical, really. I have my best friend, but we've both been going through it. Like, we had planned to meet up today. My headache didn't help, but like, she's like, oh my goodness, like I just can't today, things are exploding. And I'm like, no, I get it. No judgment. I don't hold it against you. Please take care of yourself. And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you. So it's like, yeah, you can create a caring community, but it also requires for you to show up. You can't just be waiting for it to come to you. Yes, the universe will send you things, but you also have to co-create with it. You also have to take action, And sometimes it can be hard to know, like, the right balance and what would be your human ego trying to, like, force things and make it happen versus, the divine, aligned, inspired action, because the human ego can trick us sometimes, because the human ego, it doesn't like the ego death. It doesn't like being found out. It doesn't like being seen like that. And so sometimes it'll switch things up and it'll turn into like this spiritual ego where it's like, no, see, we're spiritual now. It's all good. And it's like, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. What I tell you, it's time to take action in areas. Yeah, you got to show up. You got to speak up. You got to try. Even though it's not going to be perfect at the start, and it never will be, but you got to take the action, because metaphorically speaking, you never plant the seed. How are you going to expect to get the fruit? You might have, some natural things growing and just happen upon it, but if you plant the seeds, if you take the time to take the action to plant the seeds, water them, nurture them, make sure that weeds aren't choking them out, you're making sure they're healthy, you're going to have such a more abundant harvest. So this is why the universe is saying, hey, it's time to act. It's great to have, the dreams, the fantasies, the goals, the aspirations, the vision boards, visualizations, meditations, prayer, journaling, all these things. The universe says, yes, that's great. It's a start, but it can't just stay in the mental. It can't just stay in writing. It can't just stay in you doing affirmations and speaking life over yourself. Those are all great, but you also have to take action, because let's say you've been asking for a new job, and you've been asking for abundance, and you're asking for financial freedom, and you're asking for opportunities, and then the universe gives wrath this golden opportunity, and it's going to give you the money you need, and it's going to give you all these things, but you're just like, no, I'll know when I see it. And the universe is like, no, this is it, please take it. And it's like, that doesn't seem like what I thought it would be, so I'm going to pass. You're denying yourself. So you need to act too. And sometimes you're just meant to be in a job for a little bit. It doesn't have to be a forever thing. If you're wanting to be your own boss and create a business, and it's sometimes you might go into a job for a couple months or something just to get some extra income, to have that little buffer, and then have the finances to start it, But we got to take action. We can't just be waiting around. We can't just be like, oh, eventually. Because I was listening to another mentor talk about how they had been feeling the call to be on YouTube for 6 years, and they kept pushing it off. It's like, oh, it's not the right timing. Oh, this, oh, that. And they're just like, I wish I would have just started when I had the call, because I still wasn't ready when I finally started 6 years later, but I at least started, and then I got the ball rolling, and then I got better the more I showed up. So this is why the universe is saying, take action. Please. Please. Show up. Speak up. Do that for yourself and for the world. Yeah. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Show up. Show up. One of the things that mentor was talking about, because some people are like, well, how do I get clients? How do I get traffic? How do I get sales? Because they were talking about, living your purpose and starting from scratch. And so it was a 1.5 hour chat. And he's like, part of our blocks is that we don't feel confident in ourselves, even if, we've been helping out our friends and family, and because one of the things they're talking about is potentially being a life coach. And so they're like, you could be basically coaching friends and family through things forever. They're coming up to you, they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. But you could even get, all these certifications and all that, and you're just like, oh, but I still don't feel ready, because this and the other. It's so he said, well, then offer some coaching sessions to people for free, do a little trial. You can get testimonies out of it, but that'll help give you a confidence boost, because you basically thrown your hat in that arena, you've done it. You can say, no, I've actually coached people, I have clients, this, that, and the other, even if it's for free to start. Just, it's time to show up, it's time to take action, it's time to give. And they were talking about the importance of having a social media presence. Whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever social media platform, to have it, to build an audience, to build that rapport, to give out. Because people are like, well, I have these products I want to sell, but nothing's coming to the website. And he's like, well, you have all these potential clients when you build a rapport and have this audience, so why aren't you putting out social media content? Why aren't you giving to the world so they feel like they can trust you? Because you're establishing that connection, that rapport, and you're showing up as your authentic self, so then they can trust you. And so a lot of times people feel icky about sales, because that's one thing you talk about, is that, it's like, oh, but I'm taking from people. It's like, no, you're giving them a beautiful service. You're not like, those slick, sleazy car salesmen. Not that all of them are that. That's one of the things. He's like, there are good ones out there, but, that's like a stereotype. It's like, you actually know that what you have to offer can change their lives. And he's like, I've seen it. I've seen people do the healing sessions, whether it be with like crystals or, Reiki, whatever, like, or life coaching sessions. Like, he was talking about a therapist he had. And this therapist changed his world. He broke free of his addictions and never went back, all because of this therapist. And he's just like, if that therapist hadn't, been willing to sell himself and what he had to offer, I wouldn't have had that powerful moment of transformation. It changed my life forever. So this is the universe saying, hey, give out. Share what you have to know. Share your stories, your insights, your experiences. Like in whatever way. It could be just with the people around you in the community, your friends, your family. It could be on a small social media platform. It could be in your work, whatever it is. Give out into the world, because the energy you put out into the world comes back to you. It does. You will reap what you have sown. If you are too busy like hoarding and you're like, I can't just give away stuff for free, or I can't share what I know, and feeling like that's going to set you up for failure, it's like, that's such a limited mindset. It's so closed off and full of lack and scarcity. Don't be like that. The universe wants you to give, because giving is going to help create that caring community. Giving is going to lead to the abundance, because when you give, when you share, you're telling the universe, the divine, God, source, creator, whatever you want to label it as, that you have more than enough. That you have plenty, so you have extra to spare, to share, to give, Yeah, conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. What you want is coming to you. But it's because you take action. It's because you give. It's because you put yourself out there. You go with the flow. You take care of yourself. You heal. You're not trying to, do the daily grind. If you, for instance, are really drained by social media, like I find just like putting a bunch of posts on pretty draining, so I don't do that. But if you never put yourself out there, how are people going to find you? There's no way for them to find you. So this is why the universe is saying show up. And it's going to help you find the conclusions that you want. It'll help you create that caring community. Even if it's small, you could have the greatest community of these beautiful souls that are just genuine and real and loving and supportive. You'll find the right people that resonate with you, right? Yeah. Stay the course. You are moving in the right direction, even if you don't see the results right now. Like, I'm not seeing the results right now in a lot of ways in my life. But if I give up, if I stop showing up, if I stop speaking up, if I stop choosing to act, nothing's really going to happen. Like, I might get bits and pieces, but you have to be committed to yourself. You have to be committed to your purpose, your calling, what resonates, what's in alignment. And you have to stay the course, because when it resonates with your heart and soul, you know that you're on the right path. You may not see the results right now, but you're on the right path. Trust and allow it to unfold. Trust and relax, go with the flow. Accept what is happening, because it's going to work out for you in the end. You will reap what you sow. You are opening up to abundance. Yeah. Trust what you need is there. With love, all can be accomplished. And that's part of the reason why the universe is asking for you to give right now. Trust what you need is there. There's more than enough. There's more than enough. You deserve, accept plenty and prosperity. Like, trust that it's there. Trust that the universe has your back. Trust that the universe is working out magic and miracles on your behalf behind the scenes. Trust that it is going to bless you with opportunities, connections, resources, everything that you need. With love, all is going to be accomplished. You got this, Yeah. But the main thing is to be authentic. Your way is the only way for you. Which is why so many people feel so disconnected and just like frustrated and irritated and like miserable at their jobs because it's not their path. It's a path that people can take, and for some people it is authentic and that they love those jobs and they don't want to be anywhere else. But that doesn't mean that where you are currently is your path. I know where I'm at currently right now, it is not where I want to be. I know that I'm meant for more. And so I'm going to keep taking steps forward and let it naturally unfold, trusting and relaxing and knowing that I'm going to make it out eventually. I'm going to have things come together. It's all going to work out beautifully. It's going to be like dominoes. But I have to show up. I have to speak up. I have to do the work. I can't just sit around and wait for it to happen. Because the universe co-creates with us. But it also respects our free will. And if we're not doing anything, not in a like, I have done the work and I'm going to trust and relax and let the universe help me with this, but like just not do anything at all. It's like, it'll come. Like, you need to act too, there's that balance. But be authentic. Keep moving forward. Let your true colors shine. You got this. Right? Trust in yourself and the universe. Have faith in the divine plan and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Your way is the only way for you. So trust yourself. Listen to your heart and soul. Let it lead the way. Trust that the universe has your back and that its master plan, its divine timing is going to unfold beautifully. And it's going to be what you want or even better. Trust that. Know that. Believe you deserve good things because the universe is working it out for you. Yeah. New beginnings. You're ready to start a new chapter in your life. Be open to meeting new people. Whether that be online or offline, Like, be open. Be willing. Be prepared to give. Not that you need to overgive. Not that you need to deplete yourself and burn yourself out. But go with the flow. Relax and trust. See where it takes you. There are new beginnings around, and so many doors are going to open up for you that you never even envisioned happening. Yeah, abundance. Financial abundance and success are on the horizon. Stay focused and disciplined. Keep showing up. Stay the course. Trust what you need is there and be authentic because the abundance is coming. Believe you deserve it. Go with the flow. You got this. It's time to take action. Conclusions are within reach, guys. We're getting there. Even if it doesn't look like it, we're getting there. Yeah. Evolution. You choosing to show up, to speak up, to stand up and go for it, it's going to help you evolve. You're evolving spiritually and emotionally, moving towards greater wisdom and understanding because you're choosing to show up differently. Because you're choosing to act, even if you're scared, even if you have doubt, even if you're insecure, you're choosing to show up. You don't have all the answers. You don't have all the equipment or the resources or whatever. You may not have the perfect environment, whatever it is, but you're just like, I'm going to start anyway. I'm going to start today, and that's going to unlock this evolution, this transformation. It really, really is. It's going to unlock so many doors for you. Thunderous revelation. Experience a thunderous revelation, shaking loose insights and awakening dormant awareness. Yeah, because you're choosing to go for it. You're choosing to act. You're choosing to give. You're choosing to go with the flow. You're choosing to be authentic and to walk your path knowing that you're moving in the right direction. You're trusting that the universe has your back and everything you need is there. And if you don't have it right away, you'll figure out ways working with the universe to make it happen. You're going to tap into all this dormant potential and unlock all this new awareness because of the evolution, because of the new beginnings, because of the trust. Glowing Gaia. Feel the glow of Gaia, experiencing the interconnected energies that sustain life on Earth. Yeah, everything's connected. So that's part of it brings me back to the whole thing with one of my mentors talking about not being afraid of sales, not be afraid of marketing yourself, not being afraid of putting yourself out there and having offers that people can take, because it's energy exchange. We're all connected, and by you giving to someone else, by you willing to put yourself out there to share what you have to help other people learn, grow, and improve, to change their lives, to better their lives, they're going to want to return that in favor. They're going to want to get back and give you, that energy exchange. Maybe it's a testimony. Maybe it's an exchange of money. Maybe you're collaborating with someone and you're doing something for them and they're doing something in return for you. Like, whatever it is. We are all connected, We're all connected, and this interconnectedness is the energy that helps sustain life. Like, everything's connected, which is why when humans and their egos tried to do things like remove all the wolves from Yellowstone, it totally was devastating on the ecosystem. Because what was it, the elk, the deer, whatever it was, like, they were overgrazing, and then, like, the soil was getting all loose because it didn't have the vegetation to keep it in there, and it's just horrible. And so we're all interconnected, and by, denying that, by overgiving and depleting yourself, like, you're hurting everybody. Because, for instance, let's say you just are, like, great and have these profound insights and it could change someone's life. If you're burnt out, if you're so depleted that, like, you can barely show up and you don't have that energy to give, like, they could come to you and you could have given them that life-changing experience, that life-changing insight, but you were too depleted to do it. So that actually does harm everybody, which is why the universe also wants you to nurture yourself, to take care of yourself, which is why I'm going to be doing that. Because we matter. We do. Okay. We have temporary situation. So you not feeling confident, you being insecure, you being a beginner, you being in an environment you don't really want to, or a job you don't really want to, whatever it is, it's temporary. It's gonna pass. And so the universe is saying, hey, go with the flow, trust and relax. Things are gonna get better. It's okay. Choose to show up. Choose to speak up. Choose to act now, even though it's not perfect, because it's not going to stay this way. Keep going, guys. Keep going. Yeah, Quill, get back to basics. What really matters? Does fancy lighting and fancy outfits and fancy makeup and fancy transitions and editing and sound effects and having a team and the, like, pristine locations, does that really matter? Or is what truly matters the energy you bring, the insight you have to share, the messages? Like, what really matters? What really matters? Get back to the basics, because it's going to change everything. Sometimes we overcomplicate things as humans, but when we do all this, we're going to be able to have the bread. It makes me think of the little red hen, The little red hen, she stepped into the action, She stepped up. She did it every single day. Even though all these other people wouldn't help her, she's like, nope, this is my path. I'm going to eat this bread. I'm going to enjoy it. And she did. A period of prosperity and abundance. Like, again, this is the universe saying you're going to have so much abundance by choosing to stand up, to speak up, to act. So it's time to do it, guys. It's time to do it. Show up. You got this. The abundance is going to rain down on you. You're going to be showered with blessings. Money will be coming to you. Don't worry about if it's not here right now. It's going to come to you. Believe you deserve and accept it. Receive it. You're going to have blessings and abundance in all sorts of ways. In connections, and resources, and ideas. All sorts of things. All sorts of things. Yeah, goldfish. Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Honestly, I feel like it's both. Because you're doing the soul healing. Because you're nurturing yourself. because you're learning to trust and relax as you go with the flow, because you are shifting your mindset about things like your worthiness, and that it's not only okay for you to earn a living, to get, money for your services, but that it's actually a great thing that, you're able to show up as your best self for receiving the energy exchange. So yeah, it's gonna work out, guys, but we need to act, we need to give, we need to show up, we need to stay the course even when it gets hard, even when there are hiccups and hurdles and setbacks, and you might make mistakes, you might fumble over your words. I've done that on these videos. I have. There have been times when, Suki, my cat, comes and starts attacking my feet while I'm trying to do these readings. Or, I've had times when the phone starts ringing. So it's okay. It's okay if it's not perfect. Just show up and watch the universe work its magic and miracles, because it has your back and it is setting you up for success. So go for it, guys. I'm sending you all so much love. Please take care. I hope that you have the very best rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.